Hi everyone, welcome to Lola's Frugal Life. This is episode number 18. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you a frugal tip on why I think it's a good idea to at least give boxed wine a try. I know it's kind of one of those things where people kind of make fun of it, oh, a box of wine, but it really is a big money saver, and we think it's actually pretty good in our house. So I'll explain to you why I think you should give it a try in this episode, and you can obviously see what you think. So before we get into the episode, I am going to play for you a few words from our sponsor, and then we'll get right into it. Thank you. So hopefully this will be of interest to someone, but this morning I was just kind of like getting ready for work, and I was thinking about some fun drinks we had been making lately, because it's been during the coronavirus when I'm recording this, the coronavirus pandemic, where we all have to stay home, and we've been making some just like fun drinks like on the weekend or whatever, and it got me thinking about a frugal tip that I could share with you guys about boxed wine. So I know a lot of people have a thing against boxed wine, and they're like, oh God, boxed wine, it's almost like a joke. People don't want to have boxed wine. They think they're looked down upon, or it's not like fancy enough. But if you don't care about all that stuff, it's actually a really, really frugal way to have wine in the house. Of course, for special occasions, you might still want to get like some kind of nice bottle of wine or something like that. It just feels nicer and looks nicer. But just for like every day, boxed wine is actually a really, really frugal way to have wine in your house, and we like it in our house. We think it tastes good. We're certainly not any like wine snob or anything like that really knows much about wine at all. We just kind of have some, with dinner or on the weekend or whatever. So we buy Franzia, which I'm sure probably people might be saying, oh my God, I'm guessing obviously this is not an expensive brand, but the thing that's good about it is, one, the box that we buy is like, I think just a little over $20, and it says right on the box that it equals about 34 glasses of wine, which is roughly 6.7 750 milliliter bottles. So it's like buying almost seven bottles of wine, like the half bottle, like the 750 milliliter is like the normal like half bottle size that you typically buy when you buy a bottle of wine. So it's like buying almost 7 bottles for $20, about, it's maybe slightly over $20. And I don't know, I think it tastes really good. It's nice to have like, and it stays fresh because it's in like a sealed pouch, and it has like a spout. So it's not like a regular bottle of wine, like where when you open it, you kind of have to like finish it pretty soon. It stays fresh for a really long time. I don't know if it says on it. I'm trying to see if it says like how long it stays fresh for, but I know you could definitely keep it for like weeks. So, and then another tip, to also save money with boxed wine, or any wine really, which I don't know, I'm sure this is probably against like what you're supposed to do also, but if I pour a glass of wine at night, which often this happens to me, I'll like imagine that I'm gonna sit down and drink this glass of wine, and I sit down and I start to watch TV or read or whatever I'm doing, and I instantly get sleepy, and then I can't finish more than like a couple sips of the glass. So what I do is I get up and I take plastic wrap and I cover the glass and I leave it on the counter, and I'll finish it the next day. So I'm sure there's people out there that are like, oh my God, that's so gross. But I think it tastes just fine, and I think when you cover it with the plastic wrap, it keeps the air out of the glass, and I don't know, it tastes fine to me, and I would much rather do that than pour it down the drain, because pouring it down the drain is just kind of like pouring money down the drain. It's really not much different, I don't think, than wasting food, because you paid money to have that, and then you're just dumping it down the drain. So that's just another little tip. But if you haven't been getting the boxed wine, I would highly recommend trying it. It's such a frugal tip. And there are other brands, like I'm sure that we're buying one of the lower end brands because we're always looking to go like more on the discount side, and we're not super picky about stuff. But I know there are higher end brands too, which I'm sure would still be cheaper than buying a higher end like glass bottle of wine. So that's what I wanted to share. I do also want to, I figure while we're talking about this topic, I'll just share with you quickly a couple of simple summer drinks that we made recently, even though it's not summer yet, but like spring, summer, that were super simple and just kind of, I don't know, not like frugal, but like simple because there's only a couple ingredients, so they're not too expensive because you don't have a whole lot to buy. The first one, since I just talked about boxed wine, I'll tell you the first one. And I just kind of made this up on a whim, so it's definitely nothing fancy, but it did taste really good. I just took some of the boxed wine and I put it in, I have like one of those like little like Ninja like smoothie maker, like the bullet type thing. I put some of the boxed wine in there and a handful of like frozen fruit, like it was like frozen strawberry and banana, like the frozen fruit that you buy like to make smoothies. And I just put that in the blender and I just blended it. That was it. So I called it like a wine smoothie. I know I did not make that up. I mentioned it to someone and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's the new thing. But I think the ones I saw seemed like they had more ingredients in it. This was just really simply just wine blended with frozen fruit. And it tasted really good. And it's definitely not an expensive drink to make. So it was kind of fun for the summer and made it a little something different. Before I talk about the next drink, I meant to mention of the boxed wine that we've been getting, the Franzia, we usually get either the Merlot or the Cabernet. Those ones we like. There's been a couple flavors that they have that don't really taste, I don't know. We didn't really like them that much, but those are the two we like. But anyhow, I just wanted to mention that. So another drink that we made was frozen Dark and Stormies. So if you're not familiar with a Dark and Stormy, it's like a really popular drink in Bermuda. That's where I first had it. We went on a cruise, me and my husband, a couple of years ago to Bermuda, and that's like one of their like signature drinks that they make on the island. And what it is just ginger beer, which comes in a can, just kind of like ginger ale, or it comes in a bottle too, and dark rum. So I had bought a bottle of the Myers rum, like original dark rum, and it was like pretty expensive. It was like $30, but I'm looking at it right now and we've only finished a little less than half, and we've made, I'd say, maybe 7 of the Dark and Stormies with it. So you just put like 1 shot of the rum in the drink, so it lasts a pretty long time, and the ginger beer is not very expensive. It's really no different than just like buying soda, like buying some cans or bottles of soda. So I got it at Aldi one time, and then the most recent time I bought the ginger beer at Target. They have like an aisle where they kind of had like mixed drink stuff, and they had like a little 4-pack of the ginger beer there. So to make that, you just pour a can, like for 1 serving, or we might have shared, I can't remember. I think it was 1 serving. But basically you just pour a can of ginger beer in your blender and 4 cups of ice, and you just blend it into like, like a frozen drink consistency. And then you pour it in the glass, and then you just take the shot of rum and just kind of pour it over the top. So it's like a white, like frosty kind of drink, and then it has like this dark, like rum just kind of like drizzling into it. And it looks kind of fancy, and it's super inexpensive to make. So that was really fun. I would recommend that if you haven't tried those before. The ginger beer is like a little spicy. It has like ginger, it has like that. It does have that like ginger spice to it. But anyway, we thought it was really good, and it was kind of fun because it reminded us of Bermuda, and it's like a summer thing. I'm really like weird about seasonal stuff. Like I can't have like, the next drink I'm going to talk about is a frozen margarita. I have trouble drinking a margarita when it's not spring or summer. I don't know why. In the middle of winter, I just can't. I just have like this seasonal thing. It's got to be like the season for it. But anyway, I don't know why I'm even mentioning that. But anyhow, so those are some fun summer. The wine smoothie, the dark and stormy, and then the other one is just not rocket science. I mean, they sell them in the store, but usually I buy like the Jose Cuervo bottle of like margarita mix. I usually buy the one with the alcohol in it already, but I got like at a banquet thing, I like a silent auction, I got like a basket, like a big basket, and it had the margarita mix without the alcohol, and it had like a bottle of Jose Cuervo with it. So I've been using that because it's separate, but buying it combined is totally just as good. And last night we only had a small amount left, so we just like shared a drink, but I just basically put it in the blender with some ice and the Jose Cuervo, and it's just really good, like a really good inexpensive summer drink to have, and they taste really good. So that's all. I just thought that maybe it would be fun to share those ideas with you. Hopefully we'll be getting out of quarantine soon. I got to ride my horse last night, which was really exciting because we haven't been allowed to ride at our barn since this started. So things are starting to ease up a little bit. So hopefully we'll have like a nice summer coming up. And hopefully you will try the boxed wine tip. I definitely would at least give it a try. It doesn't hurt. And if it's something that you buy frequently, like it can really save you a lot of money. So I would give it a try. Hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for listening. Oh, don't forget to check out the Facebook group. Lola, it's facebook.com/Lola's Frugal Life. All one word, no apostrophe. That's the listeners group page. It's just like a regular Facebook page where you could like the page, like the posts on it, things like that. And then there's also the listeners group that don't believe we have any members in yet, but I'm hoping someone will join and we can discuss topics that are talked about on the show and get some feedback on episodes and see what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like me to talk about. And that group is facebook.com/groups/Lola's Frugal Life. Again, no apostrophe, all one word. And that is also linked on the page too. Like if you just go to the Facebook page, it says groups, like kind of up at the top, like the different things you can click on. It says groups, and that group page is linked also. So don't forget to check that out. And thanks again for listening, and I hope you have a great day.